So this week we're back at Top Car, and this is the Range Rover Evoque. Yeah. Its gear selector is just all wrong. Look at it. All over the place. Meh. I'm not sure if this was supposed to be a baby Range Rover or whether it's supposed to be a replacement for the Freelander. Either way, they didn't really pull it off. The looks are very marmite. From the front it seems okay, but from the side and the back it looks very ill-proportioned. And initially I didn't really like the way they look at all. The luggage space also leaves something to be desired. However, there are positives here. For a crosser, the interior is quite nice. The large open sunroof is very good at letting the light in and creates a nice ambient effect. And finally, it drives a bit better than I expected. So let's go over that interior. You can see the door cards are very classy with the nice stitched leather. Good quality switches. And you'll be familiar with those if you've seen Range Rovers and Jaguars before. The buttons are pretty much identical. You'll also notice this one's got the Meridian sound system upgrade. The classy finish carries over nicely to the clocks. The dashboard, which is covered in what looks like leatherette. I don't think it's the expensive leather stuff like the XF and XJ got. And you'll also notice it's got a power tailgate. The pedals are nicely spaced. And the seats are actually pretty good. Okay, they're not the ventilated Jaguar Range Rover seats, but they're not bad. And they do have the standard electrics. Look at that for a panoramic roof. Isn't that just glorious? That's what really impressed me about this car. You'll also notice here the center console is rather large, but it doesn't get in the way. The steering wheel carries the Range Rover logo, though I really don't feel it deserves it. All the buttons are very much what you would see in a Range Rover or a Jaguar. And the dials also have that specific style about them that you'd expect them from that particular manufacturer. Also, anybody who's used to an XF, an XJ or a Range Rover will recognize this stereo layer instantly. It's exactly the same unit. The climate control is a bit different though. I think that's from some of the newer models and it's quite nice. You'll also notice the parking brake position and the traction control settings. One 12-volt socket, two cup holders, and in the drawer in here, they've done what they do in all these damn cars. They put in the sockets in such an angle as when you have anything plugged into them, you can't put anything in the storage area. I always found that really annoying in my XF. The rear door here is way too small. But there's more legroom than it looks like it should have, which is a plus. The seats themselves in the back are contoured very much like the front ones, which is nice. And yes, you do get an armrest. No climate control back here, just two little stubby storage boxes. Now that's unfortunate. Let's see if we get a power tailgate or not. No, we don't. That's a shame. The luggage area is bigger than I think it looks like it should have from the outside, but it's still kind of small. If you're a golfer, you can't fit a set of clubs in here. But we do have a 12-volt socket here. But under the floor, we have the dreaded tire inflation kit. Nobody likes these. Well, sorry guys, the camera died, so I'm using my phone to record this one. This thing just makes beeping noises all the time, for days. Oh, clear that. Right. Now it's stopped beeping at me. Gearbox seems okay, I guess. I mean, it's got relative performance for a 4-cylinder diesel. And it actually feels pretty good on the road. It's better than I thought. Okay, it's a little bit jerky with the clutch, a little bit. But I guess it's something you would get used to and you'd be okay with it after a while. There's not a lot of road noise. Not a lot at all. I mean, this is very Jaguar-esque in the way it feels, the way it drives, and even down to things like the road noise. I mean, that's one of the things I loved about my XF. It gives you that impression that you're nice and insulated, but at the same time you're getting nice feedback through the steering. And like I said, I can't really fault the gearbox too much on the way it actually drives. I don't necessarily like the reverse being all the way over to this side towards me. I'd probably prefer it to be at the top on that side, but that's a minor issue. There's plenty of light in here. The cabin feels light and airy, mainly because of this giant roof above me. And like I say, that's respectable enough torque value and respectable enough performance for a little car like this. You know, I'm starting to like this a bit more. I still wouldn't own one because I generally don't like the look of them. They're a very love or hate thing, you must say, when it comes to looks. But generally speaking, it ain't too bad at all, the way it drives and things like that, you know. Brakes are good, steering's nice, effortless. It's just got enough resistance that it feels like a premium car, if that makes sense. But I guess there's always that question, who are these marketed to? The type of people that would want a Discovery or a Range Rover are not going to pick this. And the Freelander buyers are put off by the way it looks, so they're not going to buy it. When it comes to buyers of crossers, well, they're probably going to pick something else. There's so much else in the crosser market just now. I can see why these are suffering, why they're not selling. And it's mainly because of that love or hate looks, if you ask me. And the price tag. But mainly that love or hate looks. If I look at it in certain lights, I think, yeah, okay, that's not too bad. And I look at it in other times and I just go, ugh. You know what I mean? So the Evoque's utilising the 2.2 4-cylinder diesel that you would normally find in the XF and some other models, including the Freelander, I believe. And it's plenty enough performance in this. You know, the performance and the handling, I guess you just can't get over those looks. There's your big problem. And it's the reason why I think these things struggle to sell in a lot of cases. Having said that, they're not all bad. You could do much worse. But the price tag, I think, stops people from considering them because it's just not enough to get over the ugly factor. Well, Range Rover may have failed in the styling department, but like I said, it's nice and light and airy in the cabin. The features are premium-ish, which I guess isn't too bad. And overall, it handles and drives better than I thought it would. So, it's really not to be sniffed at, really. It's not that bad a car, if you can get over the way it looks. So a little shorter than my usual videos, but anyway, hopefully you still enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you want to see some of the stuff we've been doing. Up on the screen now is thumbnails of other interesting stuff I've done from Top Car, including the XC90 and the Volkswagen Amarok. But anyway, so until next time, look after yourselves.